Hi students, hope you and your family are safe at home. In my previous classes, I explained different models of problems from the chapter probability. In this class, I am going to explain NCERT problems from this chapter probability. A lot consists of 144 ball pens, of which 20 are defective and the others are good. Nuri will buy a pen if it is good, but will not buy if it is defective. The shopkeeper draws one pen at random and gives it to her. What is the probability that she will buy it and she will not buy it? Okay, here Nuri will buy the pen if it is good, and Nuri will not buy the pen if it is defective. Both are connected. Both are connected. Before that, let us identify the number of pens. Okay, here he has given 144 ball pens. Total number of pens is 144. Among these 144 ball pens, he told that 20 are defective. 20 are defective. So, number of defective pens is 20. Now, let me find out how many pens are good. Number of good pens is nothing but total number of pens minus number of defective pens. That is 144 minus 20 is equal to 124. That means I calculated the number of pens. Now let's go for finding the required probabilities. Okay, I want to find the probability that Nuri will buy the pen. Now probability of Nuri will buy the pen is equal to P of, okay, in the problem he mentioned she will buy the pen if it is good. That means pen should be good. Okay, that is P of getting a good pen. Getting a good pen. P of getting a good pen is nothing but number of good pens by total number of pens. Now here we have number of good pens as 124 by 144. Go for cancellation with 4, you get 31 by 36. That means P of probability that Nuri will buy the pen, we got it as 31 by 36. Similarly, to find the probability that Nuri will not buy the pen, okay, and here Nuri will buy the pen and Nuri will not buy the pen, both are complementary events. Both are complementary events. I can use P of Nuri will not buy the pen is equal to 1 minus P of Nuri buy the pen. Whenever P of not E is there, P of not E is equal to 1 minus P of E. Here also, Nuri will not buy the pen. That means it is a complementary event of Nuri will buy the pen. So you can apply this formula directly. P of Nuri will not buy the pen is equal to 1 minus P of Nuri buy the pen, which we got before. 1 minus 31 by 36. That is 36 minus 31 by 36. That is 5 by 36. Here, identify the different types of numbers pens properly from the problem. Total number of pens is 144. Defective pens are 20. From those, I can find good pens. Number of good pens, that is 124. That is, you should be very careful while finding different types of pens. Here in this problem, you don't need to take the events as A, B, C. Not necessary. Directly, you can calculate the respective probabilities. The game consists of tossing a 1 rupee coin 3 times and noting its outcome each time. Hanif wins if all the tosses give the same result. That is, 3 hits are 3 times, and loses otherwise. Calculate the probability that Hanif will lose the game. I already mentioned a game consists of tossing a 1 rupee coin whether it is 1 rupee coin or 2 rupee coin or any other 5 rupees or 10 rupees coin, always the outcomes are either head or tail only. Now, here 1 rupee coin is tossed 3 times. The coin is tossed 3 times or 3 coins are tossed at once. Both are considered as the same situation. Now, in this case, we know the sample space S and N of S is equal to 8. We have 8 outcomes. Okay, when the coin is tossed 3 times. Here I have to find the probability that Hanif will lose the game. Hanif will lose the game. For this, first of all, I will find the probability that Hanif will win the game. From that, I will find the required probability. That means I am using the concept of complementary events. Whenever there is an event with not, okay, better to use complementary events concept. Now, I will take A as take A is equal to Hanif wins the game. Taking the event A as Hanif wins the game. But from the problem, Hanif wins the game if all the tosses give the same result. That's why that is equal to all tosses give the same result. That means getting 3 heads or getting 3 tails. That means the event A is nothing but getting 3 heads or 3 tails. The favorable outcomes to A are H, H, H and T, T, T. From this only 2 outcomes are favorable to A. That's why N of A is equal to 2. Now I can find P of A. Now P of Hanif wins the game is equal to P of A is equal to N of A by N of S. N of A is 2. 2 by N of S is 8. 2 by 8. That is 1 by 4. But actually I need the probability that Hanif will lose the game. Now P of Hanif loses the game is equal to 1 minus P of Hanif wins the game, because these two events are winning and losing are complementary events. That's why you can apply this formula. It is 1 minus P of A. Hanif wins the game, you are taking as P of A. 1 minus P of A is equal to 1 minus P of A is 1 by 4. On simplification you will get 3 by 4. Therefore, probability that Hanif will lose the game is 3 by 4. Let's solve one more problem. A die is thrown twice. What is the probability that 5 will not come up either time and 5 will come up at least once? Throwing a die twice and throwing 2 dice simultaneously are treated as the same experiment. About this we know already. When you throw 2 dice at once or a die is thrown 2 times, both are considered the same experiment, means in both the cases you will get the same sample space. We have given a die is thrown once, we know the sample space and N of S is equal to 36, Now 5 will not come up either time. Let me take it as A. Take A is equal to 5 will not come up either time. That means 5 should not come on the first toss as well as on the second toss. That means 5 should not be there in any outcome. Now let us write the favorable outcomes to A. Starting with 1 1, 1 2, 1 3, 1 4 are favorable because 5 is not there on first toss as well as second toss. Whereas 1 5 is not favorable because 5 is coming on the second toss. 1 6, 2 1, 2 2, 2 3, 2 4 are favorable. 5 is not at all coming on the first toss as well as the second toss. Whereas 2 5 is not favorable because 5 is coming on the second toss. 2 6, 3 1, 3 2, 3 3, 3 4 are favorable outcomes to A, whereas 3 5 is not favorable. Now 3 6, 4 1, 4 2, 4 3, 4 4 are favorable. 4 5 is not favorable. 4 6 is favorable to A. From 5 1 onwards, 5 1, 5 2, 5 3, 5 4, 5 5, 5 6 all are not favorable because we are getting 5 on the first toss. Somewhere you are getting 5. That's why these 6 outcomes are not favorable to A. From 6 1, 6 1 is favorable to A, 6 2, 6 3, 6 4 are favorable, whereas 6 5 is not favorable, 6 6 is also favorable to A. That means in this way we can find the outcomes favorable to A. Now we got total 25 outcomes favorable to A. Therefore, n of A is equal to 25. Now, P of A is n of A by n of S, that is 25 by 36. Therefore, probability that 5 will not come up either time is 25 by 36. Now, let me take B as 5 will come up at least once. This is exactly opposite to A. That means A and B are complementary events. Only one thing will happen. Either 5 will come up at least once or 5 will not come up either time. Both are complementary events. Therefore, P of B is nothing but P of not A. P of not A. 1 minus P of A, that is 1 minus 25 by 36. On simplification, you will get 11 by 36. Here, P of B can be calculated without using complementary events also, concept also. 5 will come up at least once means they identify the respective favorable outcomes. That means the favorable outcomes to B are those in which at least one 5 is there. At least one 5. That means one 5 should be there or both 5s also is eligible. In this way, by identifying favorable outcomes to B also, we can find the respective probability. But try to use the concept of complementary events in this type of problems. Okay. Let us solve one more problem. 12 defective pens are accidentally mixed with 132 good ones. In these type of problems, identifying the respective objects is very important. Identify the objects properly. It is not possible to just look at a pen and tell whether or not it is defective. One pen is taken out at random from this lot. Determine the probability that the pen taken out is a good one. Simply identify the different types of pens first. Okay, number of defective pens is given. 12 defective pens are accidentally mixed with 132 good ones. Therefore, number of defective pens is 12. Number of good pens is 132. Therefore, total number of pens, add both of them, 12 plus 132, that is 144. Now I have to find the probability of getting a good one, good pen. Take G is equal to getting a good pen. As the number of good pens is how much? 132. N of G is equal to 132. Now N of G is 132. Now P of good pen is P of G is equal to N of G by N of S. That is 132 by 144. We will get by cancellation with 11 only. The cancels with 12. We will get 11 by 12. That is P of probability that the selected one is a good one is 11 by 12. Let us solve one more problem. A lot of 20 bulbs contain 4 defective ones. One bulb is drawn at random from the lot. What is the probability that this bulb is defective? Suppose the bulb drawn in one is not defective and is not replaced. Now one bulb is drawn at random from the rest. What is the probability that this bulb is not defective? In this type of problem, identifying the respective objects is very important. Number of objects involved in the problem is very important. Now here, a lot of 20 bulbs contain 4 defective ones. That means total number of bulbs is 20. In that 4 are defective. Therefore, number of defective bulbs is 4. I can find number of good bulbs. Therefore, number of good bulbs is 20 minus 4, that is 16. Now for the first problem, one bulb is drawn at random from the lot. What is the probability that the bulb is defective? Now P of defective bulb is number of defective bulbs by total number of bulbs. Number of defective bulbs we know 4 by total number of bulbs is 20. 4 ones and 4 fives will get 1 by 5. Now for the second problem, suppose the bulb drawn in one is not defective and is not replaced. That means the bulb drawn in one is not defective means not good one. It is a not defective means is a good one. Suppose one bulb which is not defective is drawn and not replaced. That means good one is removed. only number of good bulbs will change. One good bulb is removed, number of good bulbs will become 15. 16 minus 1, that is 15. Actually you have 16 good ones, but one good bulb is removed. The good bulb is, he mentioned, like not defective. Not defective bulb is removed. That's why 16 minus 1. Total number of bulbs is 15. Good bulbs is 15. The number of defective bulbs, there is no change. It is 4 only. Now for this problem 2, the total number of bulbs is 19. 15 plus 4 is 19. Now the meaning of not replaced means it is taken and kept aside. Okay. Now from the remaining bulbs, remaining 19 bulbs, again one more bulb is drawn at random. You have to find the probability that this bulb is not defective. Now P of non-defective bulb is equal to P of good bulb only. That is number of good bulbs by total number of bulbs. Now in this case, number of good bulbs is 15. The total number of bulbs is 19, not 20. Okay. Therefore 15 by 19. In this way you can solve the problems related to objects. Okay. In this type of problems, identifying the number of respective objects is very important. Okay. A game of chance consists of spinning an arrow which comes to rest pointing at one of the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, provide the spectacle also. And these are equally likely outcomes. What is the probability that it will point at 8, an odd number, a number greater than 2, and a number less than 9? This is a very simple problem. We know P of getting 8 is, how many 8s are there? Only one 8 is there. That's why 1 by 8. Now here the sample space is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If n of s is equal to 8. Now P of getting 8 is number of 8s by n of s, 8, 1 by 8. And write directly, you can write. P of an odd number, as diagram is given, you can write directly. Now odd numbers are, 1 is neither prime nor, 1 is an odd number, 3 is an odd number, 5 and 7. 1, 3, 5, 7 are odd numbers. That's why 4 by 8. 4 odd numbers are there. Cancel with 4, that is 1 by 2. P of a number greater than 2. Greater than 2, I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 6 numbers are there. That's why 6 by 8, that is 3 by 4. Now P of number less than 9. All are less than 9. All the 8 are less than 9. That's why 8 by 8, that is 1. This is last event is an second event or sure event because the probability is 1. Let's solve one more problem. A piggy bank contains 100 50 paise coins, 50 1 rupee coins, 20 2 rupees coins, and 10 5 rupee coins. It is equally likely that one of the coins will fall out when the bank is turned upside down. What is the probability that the coin will be a 50 paise coin and will not be a 5 rupees coin? Before finding the probabilities, let us identify the number of different types of coins and the total number of coins. Okay. Number of 50 paise coins is given 100. Number of 1 rupee coins is 50. Number of 2 rupee coins is 20. Number of 5 rupee coins is 10. From this, total number of coins is 180. Now P of 50 paise coin. Find probability of getting 50 paise coin is number of 50 paise coins by total number of coins. Number of 50 paise coins is 100 by 180. And 0 and 0 and 2 5s and 2 9s. You will get 5 by 9. Now to find P of not a 5 rupees coin, depending on complementary events, P of not a 5 rupees coin is nothing but 1 minus P of 5 rupees coin. There is 1 minus number of 5 rupee coins by total number of coins. That is 1 minus 10 by 180. The number of 5 rupee coins is 10. The total number of coins is 180. And cancel 0 and 0. 1 minus 1 by 18. Now on simplification you get 17 by 18. Now identifying different types of coins is very important. Number of different types of coins is important. Okay. Let's solve one more problem. Harpreet tosses 2 different coins simultaneously. Say one is of 1 rupee and the other is of 2 rupees. What is the probability that she gets at least one head? Okay, given Harpreet tosses 2 different coins simultaneously. Of course, the sample space will not depend on the type of coin. whether it is 1 rupee coin or 2 rupee coin, any other thing, it won't be affected. All are considered the same experiment. Therefore, S is equal to, simply when the coin is tossed 2 times, you know the sample space, and the same sample space will reflect here also. And S is HH, HT, TH, and TT. Therefore, 4 outcomes are there in S. N of S is 4. Here I have to find Harpreet gets at least one head. Take A is getting at least one head. At least one head means we know this type of sums we solved already. One or more heads. That means one or two heads. Outcomes favorable to A are HH is favorable because it has two heads. HT is favorable. TH is favorable. Okay. Therefore, N of A is equal to 3. Now apply the formula. P of at least one head is P of A is equal to N of A by N of S, that is 3 by 4. A carton consists of 100 sets of which 88 are good, 8 have minor defects, and 4 have major defects. Jimmy, the trader, will only accept the sets which are good, but Sujata, another trader, will only reject the sets which have major defects. One shirt is drawn at random from the carton. What is the probability that it is acceptable to Jimmy and it is acceptable to Sujata? Before going to find the respective probabilities, identify the objects properly. The total number of sets, it was mentioned here clearly, a carton is of 100 sets. Total number of sets is 100, of which 88 are good. Therefore, number of good sets is 88. 8 have minor defects. Number of sets with minor defects is 8. Number of sets with major defects is 4. From the problem only, I wrote all these 4 lines. From this, I have to find the required probabilities. P of shirt is acceptable by Jimmy. P of shirt is acceptable by Jimmy. I have to find. Here for this he mentioned Jimmy will accept the shirt if the shirts are good. If the shirts are good. Now P of shirt is acceptable by Jimmy is nothing but P of shirt is good. That is number of good shirts by total number of shirts. Number of good shirts we have 88 by 100. Go for cancellation with 4 22s and 4 25s. Now to find the second probability, P of shirt is acceptable by Sujata. Regarding Sujata, she will reject the shirts only. She will only reject the shirts which have major defects. That means P of shirt is not with major defects. She will accept all the shirts which don't have any major defect. Shirt is not with major defects. If not is there, I can go for complementary events. P of shirt is not with major defects. I can write 1 minus P of shirt is with major defects. That is 1 minus shirt is with major defects probability I want. That is number of shirts with major defects by total number of shirts. This is 1 minus major defects shirts are 4 by 100. Now 1 minus 1 by 25. On simplification I will get 24 by 25. In this type of problems, identify the number of objects carefully. Gopi buys a fish from a shop for his aquarium. The shopkeeper takes out one fish at random from a tank containing 5 male fish and 8 female fish. What is the probability that the fish taken out is a male fish? First of all, identify the objects. Number of male fish is 5. Number of female fish is 8. The total number of fish is 5 plus 8, that is 13. Now one fish taken at random. One fish is taken at random. That means total possible outcomes is 13. Now P of probability that fish taken out is male fish. Male fish is number of male fish by total number of fish. It is very clear, 5 by 13. There are 40 students in class 10th of a school of whom 25 are girls and 15 are boys. The class teacher has to select one student as a class representative. She writes the name of each student on a separate card, the cards being identical. Then she puts cards in a bag and stitches them thoroughly. She then draws one card from the bag. What is the probability that the name written on the card is the name of a girl or a boy? Now identify the number of students. The total number of students is 40. number of girls is 25 and number of boys is 15. Okay. Now what she has done is she wrote the names of all the students on some cards. She mixed them thoroughly and she is selecting one card without seeing into the bag. Now it is a case of a random experiment. Which card we will get we cannot tell exactly, okay, without seeing the card. Therefore here this is a case of random experiment. To find the required probability, the probability that the name written on the card is a girl is P of probability of name on the card is of a girl is nothing but number of cards with names of girls by total number of cards. That is nothing but number of girls by total number of students. That's why 25 by 40 is 5 by 8. Okay. Number of cards with number of names of girls is equal to number of girls only. And total number of cards is equal to total number of students. That is the comparison. And next one, P of name on the card is of a boy. Okay. That is number of cards with names of boys by total number of cards. So that is equal to number of boys by total number of students. Number of boys is 15. Total number of students is 40. 15 by 40 by cancelling with 5 we will get 3 by 8. Now in this way you can solve problems related to probability. Okay. Thank you.